Hey everybody, how's it going? Emo Tempest here, and today we are doing the next Rebellion's Call card of the week, Hien. Now, as always, we've gone through this already just to kind of peek at what's going on here, right? So Kageyama's here to tell us that this is his second iteration. Like a new Hien card hasn't come out since what is the starter set in 2019. But yeah, we already kind of know. When you saw Hien, it was pretty easy to tell, but let's read it just to confirm, obviously. So 4 cost Hien, Samurai forward 14, 8k, and he's the legendary, fire legendary. So if you control 5 or more fire characters or category 14 characters, Hien gains haste. So pretty simple, pretty easy, pretty chill to get off the bat, right? When Hien attacks, activate all category 14 forwards you control. Until the end of the turn, this forward can attack twice in the same turn. This effect will only trigger once per turn. Okay, alright, so, man, so he's pretty, the card reads really well. We'll dissect it in a sec. But yeah, he goes on to say that his first effect could be either fire or 14, so any combination, and he counts himself. The auto ability just lets forwards who have attacked attack again, 14 forwards, and then if they can't attack or whatever, or if he doesn't want to, you can kind of give them, it's like a pseudo break because they attack, then they'll stay up. So it's possible to do like 7 points of damage, he says. The fire element also has cards like Alphanod, Alice, and Ranjit, which are 14, and that perhaps building 14 in other elements will be easy too. And that there's 2 more category 14 forwards that are either Shop Samurai cards aside from Hien in Rebellion's Call coming up. So, or in the set. I don't know if they'll reveal them or whatever, but yeah, that's interesting. So not only is this card going to get a little more support, but he already pretty much has a deck already to go into. And then Rochelle's coming back with a Water Legend, which we'll also talk about that before we leave. I realized I haven't been doing that with you guys, and so yeah, let's break this down, right? Right away, this card is super strong. Obviously already fits in Samurais. We'll definitely replace the other Hien, right? I can't even remember what the other Hien does. I just know he when a Samurai attacks or whatever, they get like power buff, right? Or they have plus 1000 or whatever. Yeah, so the haste thing is going to be pretty easy. This is a turn 4 or 5 card, right? You play your backups. You could play Gotetsu, I think, is the one that searches him, or Cyan to search him, and then next turn you have him ready. It's also going to help, like, in the Samurai, like, meta, he's going to help, like, Samurais attack multiple times for bigger cleaves, right? The other thing I can think about, the biggest problem I'm seeing with this card is if the forwards. All right, so he only activates 14 forwards, right? Okay, yeah. So what's going to need to happen is everyone else has to attack, right? Let's say you have 2 forwards at the very least, 2 other forwards, right? He and the other 2 forwards will attack. They have to be category 14. They have to survive cards in your opponent's hand, 2 EX bursts, and then Hien can attack to activate them 2 again, to choose to attack again with them if you'd like, right? And then they have to survive the auto ability. Like, Hien has to survive that auto ability. And so it does activate him again, right? When he has to activate all, yeah, so it'll activate him again too, but and then he'll be able to attack again, right? So that's a potential. It's really easy to get the 7 damage, right? I see that. Like, you would just need 3 forwards? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Hien will attack and then activate, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so you would just need 3 other forwards for that to go off. But yeah, the real problem is, and I guess it was probably designed that way so it wouldn't like be completely busted, but you would have to attack with the other ones first, because if you attack with Hien first, yes, they can attack twice, but unless you're able to give everybody Brave, they won't be able to use that second attack. So yeah, a lot of stuff to go. He's pretty straightforward. I think he's a solid card. I wonder if this is enough to bring samurais back. I think it is, considering what, like, they have a decent matchup against Soiree already. You know, I want to say it's a 40-60 currently, if not, you know, a little bit less or a little bit more than that, like a 50-50 at the at odds, like at best odds. But I think this will definitely change things in their favor, right? So obviously, without assuming Suarez changes at all, right? Since the Mastery ban, the thing is, they'll be able to do all of their attacks and still, you know, rely on this guy to like kind of close out and keep doing stuff. The best thing I think you could do too would be to party attack, right? Like, let's say you have two samurais, Hien comes out, you would party with those, they would cleave, then Hien would attack. Well, assuming the samurais are 14, right? I don't know how many samurais are 14. Right, so there is, looking at it here, there's actually only one other one. That's 14, I guess, technically. So only he would get the cleave, but you could still like have them cleave and activate. There's probably a lot of what are all the 14 forwards that we're looking at here to work with, like in fire, I guess. I mean, I know we have his warrior. You know, the Scion stuff reads pretty well, and you know I've been playing Scions lately too, so something like this might be interesting. Fire and 14 characters with the new lightnings and Thancreds and stuff, right? Like, that's interesting. Scions. There's a lot of ways that I know the Xenos thing popped up too when I first read this. The Xenos and Susanos thing. He already gives everyone else haste, but then like he would have to attack, then everyone else would come out and get haste, and then Hien could attack last and then activate everybody or whatever. The problem is that they're scattered too, right? Like, all of the colors are scattered, all of the cards are scattered across so many elements here, and there's only one samurai that helps us here. Oh, I didn't toggle lightning. Oh, it's just where all the dragoons and ninjas are. And a few extra things. Yeah, so realistically, this he's only going to be helping mostly the samurai stuff. But yeah, so there's going to be two more that help. I hope they're cheap, like a 2 or 3 drop. That would really make this like easy and super like autoplay. Yeah, that's about it. I think we can just. I'm going to jump into my pros and cons real quick, I guess, overall. All right, pros. Already fits in the deck. We know that. Samurais, easy, like, super easy to call. Even Kageyama said it. Like, that Samurais has been seen, right? 2, searchable. Super easy. You can search him Samurai or search him Gotetsu. I don't think there's a 14 searcher, but, you know, 4 cost. You can meet him for 4s. I don't know. There's plenty of things to do there. Easy to trigger the haste, right? Like, his first ability is super, like, free, as far as I know. Like, he just has haste. I don't think you would play him in any scenario. If you're playing him in an earlier scenario, you're obviously not, like, doing well. And, like, what's going to happen is you're going to get punished, realistically, right? Because if you're at 4 and he's the 5th and you kind of, the other 4 are your forwards, then just so many bad things can happen. But yeah, he's also on curve. Easily replaces the other Hien, right? Like, so we don't have to find room for him. Has a lot of future potential, right? As long as 14 characters continue to get printed, then he will find something else to do outside of Samurais. I'm pretty sure Samurais is going to be with us now until the next 2 sets, considering this card and the next 2 cards that are going to come out. Cons, like I said, he's got a lot of hoops to jump through. He's pretty good, like, right off the bat, but the matchups, again, a lot of things we need to anticipate, or that we can't anticipate either, is what the meta is going to be like when this whole set drops, right? We've only seen so many things, and then he only helps 14, right? Like, in a fire deck, or in his samurai deck, there's not much that he's going to be able to, like, activate, so you're going to have to build around him a little bit more. So yeah, those are the only thoughts. Obviously, share your thoughts with me in the comments below, and we can discuss. Lastly, again, I've been forgetting to say this. Rochelle's introducing a water legend. Now, we already know one water legend, and we talked about this 2 episodes ago. It's Glaciella. Now, I don't know anything about the War of the Visions characters, but if she's a prideful, character, and she looks like it, right? She's like a knight or something. She's like a big deal. I think she's like a main character in the story arcs. That could be what we're looking at. So that's gonna be my guess. I don't. If you guys have other guesses for a water legend, also drop those in the comments below. But yeah, guys, pretty solid card, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.